Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of the Heavens Monsters podcast. I'm SergDragon, and this is with me always is Terrence, aka Terry Money.
If you smell what the lion is cooking.
Courtesy of being cut off. Phone fell. Courtesy of being cut off because of time-wise of his ride arriving, we had to do Raw only. So now will be Smackdown on September 17th review. So here we go. We start the show, interestingly enough, Kevin Owens shows up from the audience, sitting in the audience, as a paying customer after being fired last week. We then have Shane McMahon saying that he's getting fed up with Kevin Owens and saying that he's going to deal with this. He goes out front, but then gets a note from by somebody with an envelope saying, "You've been served." What?
It's sort of like what they call a notice.
Yeah. That will be dealt with later in the show, but first would be chaotic thanks to the fact that Daniel Bryan insists on getting an apology from Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns don't want no apology. He wants answers. Ultimately, Eric Rowan comes out picking a fight with the both of them, and Luke Harper comes out and fights him as well. It's an all-out brawl where ultimately Eric Rowan and Luke Harper stand tall, leaving poor Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan laid out.
So it means Dan Bryan?
You're going to team up with Roman Reigns.
Turn face.
Yep, again. Heavy Machinery then takes on the B team. Ultimately, it's a standard match, hoping to be notified of a number one contendership for the SmackDown titles. Especially now with the draft coming in, with the changing of channels from USA to Fox Sports coming in October for SmackDown. Soon to be no longer live, just SmackDown. Mm-hmm. Heavy Machinery defeats B Team, getting the momentum of being picked on the draft, for sure. Next, we would have none other than after Monday night, we would have the coronation on Tuesday night for the new King of the Ring, Baron Corbin. I guess you would call him Foul King, Unbeloved King, but still King Corbin. Ultimately, it would be Chad Gable coming to respectfully honor him for winning that match against him, which was a good match. I said in the last video when we did Raw's review that it was a long match. They really had to work for that finals. Seriously, that crowning. Sadly, Baron Corbin is immature, making pun after pun after pun on Baron Corbin being short, making small.
You said Baron Corbin being short.
No, Baron Corbin making Chad Gable short.
Yeah.
I think I did say it wrong.
Yeah, I did.
Baron Corbin making short jokes. Ultimately, Chad Gable is fed up, pulls him from his legs. He leans back and ultimately breaks the chair. That throne was not. I think that chair was made out of aluminum or wood.
Nah.
Because it broke too damn easily.
Well, it's
for a metal chair.
It's like a gold chair that they use.
That was gold painted. That's what it was. It wasn't made out of solid gold. That broke too easily. I've been on a metal steel, so gold and silver are pretty damn hard.
You see, that's how they make that's how they've been doing for years.
In which case, afterwards, both the scepter and the crown and the robe were beat up, broke down, stomped down, and torn up. His coronation would be completely, utterly ruined, where Baron
Corbin.
No, not even him. Corey Graves is crying and holding what is the top part of the scepter, and he's like, and what was the black guy's name on commentary?
Byron Saxton.
Brian is just giving up. He's saying, "Is it what?"
Byron.
Oh, Byron. I thought it was Brian. Say it again.
Byron.
Byron is freaking giving him a tissue. Say, here's your tissue. He's holding it like this. It was supposed to be beautiful, and Jack Gable ruined it. He says, like, yeah, what do you expect? He got freaking wrecked.
You gotta know, Byron Saxton is the.
We'll be right back. As we were saying, let's go. Next up,
we gotta remember Byron Saxton is the new Jonathan Coachman.
He's funner though.
Yeah.
Next, we have Charlotte Flair facing off against Sasha Banks. Sadly, Sasha Banks loses by disqualification thanks to the interference of a chair. Ultimately, then, we would see, Bayley interfere in that match. But Charlotte remains on top. Oh, wait, no, actually, Carmella came to help her. I'm seeing a blonde thinking she stayed on top. Nope, Carmella. Her name is right here. She wanted to help out Charlotte Flair because she does not like how Sasha Banks and Bayley are running both Raw and SmackDown. Soon to end with the draft. Once the draft happens, there is no wild card effect anymore. They've been repeatedly saying that this whole week. Next, we would have the issue pointed out by Shane McMahon getting that notice of him being served by Kevin Owens. He didn't look at the whole note, where in which case I called it. You found out. I called it. My prediction came true. Where because Kevin Owens was wrongfully terminated, he is demanding a great sum of millions of dollars for wrongful termination. Not only that, but once this court goes into session, he has grounds to win this case. Doesn't matter how many lawyers the McMahons have, what Shane McMahon ultimately screwed himself over. It would be Shane McMahon who put it over his head about the fine, about attacking an official, that when he actually put him in a match as an official, he did everything to help him. That was one case. Second is after he failed to win the match, he assaulted him, attacking an employee as well as an employee who was wearing and told to be the official, therefore attacking an official by his own demise, by his own devices. I said demise by accident, but it started with a D, devices. In which case, Raw after that terminated him. So now Kevin Owens says this, that once he wins that case, not only will he win the case and take what hurts Shane McMahon more is his pride, is his wallet. So once he takes that money, wins the case, he also has in the clause to have the right to tell Shane McMahon in the ring that he is fired. By the fact of the clause, it isn't just the fact of lawsuit, but the fact of his actions will get Shane McMahon fired. I did not see that. That part I did not see. That's another twist. So this might be the last time we see Shane McMahon play a part in the storylines for Raw or SmackDown for quite some time, should it go Kevin Owens' way. Your thoughts?
I do. Kevin Owens, I hope you get with make Shane McMahon's life miserable. I hope.
Since it's just SmackDown, we'll go ahead and mention this, because somebody who's been ranting on Kevin Owens, none other than our boy Xavier Hill, and a shout out to our remaining Heavy Monsters podcast crew, Mike Henry and Andre Mitchell. Those three individuals will have their YouTube pages, links in the descriptions down below. So if you want to check out our boy Xavier Hill rant on Kevin Owens, on how many has he done now? How many have you done, bro? How many times has Kevin Owens pissed our brother off? I think he's done 10 now. I could be wrong. He'll leave it in. I hope to see his comment on how many he's done so far in the comments down below. Shout out to you, my brother Xavier. So check him out and see what he said, and also check out a shout out to our boys Renee, Chris Petrie, Pharaoh, and Delvin. Also, check out Mikey and Andre Mitchell's YouTube page. Woo. Now, back onto the night. Shinsuke Nakamura with Sami Zayn set up Ali with a sneak attack. Ultimately, it was supposed to be a one-on-one match, but with some dirty-handed tactics, Shinsuke Nakamura just assaults him over and over and over. I don't even think there was a match. Yeah, there wasn't even a match. We would then have Michael Cole interview Eric Rowan. This, from what I understand, is an interview before the conflict that Eric Rowan and Luke Harper laid down a beatdown to Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan. This interview would include the fact that Eric Rowan is not wanting to hear Michael Cole talk about how he feels about Daniel Bryan, how he feels about Roman Reigns. He doesn't even want to hear about questions that are being directed to him about Luke Harper. He specifically said that if you want to ask Luke Harper that question, you go ask him. He states that he is no longer anything dealing with a lackey, a muscle, or this, that he is in fact a leader and that he is going to do just that. Now realizing, I thought that this would be the interview that we would hear, and then Daniel Bryan would actually come out, and Roman Reigns, and then would be laid out by Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. I thought they started the show with that. You know, that is weird. Mm-hmm. They got us all tripped up. It is Friday, and that was Tuesday, so excuse me for getting my stuff jumbled. This, though, ended the night, and this surprised everybody. Given that there were rumors, but what comes next still surprises everybody. We would have a match, first and foremost, a 6-man tag match with Randy Orton and the Revivals against all 3 members of New Day. Thanks to the teamwork of the New Day and Kofi Kingston getting that Trouble in Paradise on one of the Revival members, 1, 2, 3, they win and stand tall. And they are happy, they are partying until you hear that music of Brock Lesnar returning to Smackdown with Paul Heyman beside him. Also, the fact that Brock Lesnar has not shaved in quite some time or gotten a haircut, so he's got one of the grizzly look. It's hard to picture a blonde with actual thick-ass blonde, light blonde beard on a baby face like him. That's hard to picture. I'm literally looking at it. Go check it out. Because especially what comes next is the fact that, you can have that, go ahead and look up 205 Live on the 17th. We'll do that in the next video. In which case, here comes the part where Paul Heyman lays the law, says this, congratulates Kofi for defeating Randy, for defeating this, defeating that, but now Brock Lesnar is issuing a challenge, not just on any given day, but on the premiere day of SmackDown premiering on Fox.
Friday nights.
Oh yeah.
Friday night SmackDown, because that's going to be a special day for the WWE SmackDown anniversary. Mm-hmm.
We then have Kofi Kingston stating one thing. At WrestleMania, when he won that World Heavyweight Championship, what?
WWE Championship.
I call it the World Heavyweight Champion. It's still the same. WWE title. When he won that title, he made a vow that he was going to be an honorary defending champion. With that said, he accepted Paul and mainly Brock Lesnar's challenge. He goes in to shake his hand and he makes the big mistake. Everybody was saying, don't. All we see is Paul smiling and Brock smiling. He quickly picks up Kofi Kingston for an F5 and just lays him out. earlier before when the music hit of Brock Lesnar, Kofi sends both his brothers and says he got this. He wants to do this one-on-one. And that's what he's going to do against Brock Lesnar. Maybe. Because when they go to sports, they may turn back to heels for all we know. Possibility. They might separate. I don't know. This might be the turn where Kofi Kingston turned heels. Maybe.
People were saying
that's just a theory, okay?
Well, people were saying they want they're hoping New Day. Some of them want New Day.
Well, Fox, you've been saying over and over, wants the New Day to break up. They don't want the New Day.
Yeah, because like they want New Day to stop all the jokes and all that. They want the WWE to be serious. They want the WWE to be serious, like they was back in the day.
I'll give it to Kofi. I've been voting on him to win every single time because, considering the history of that WWE heavyweight title, it's good to see Kofi, being the African American, getting the rights to prove that equality that I love. And he's proven time and time again that him being a champion is no fluke. And to this point, he has finally beaten Randy Orton after a decade long to prove and shut up the naysayers. Now, with Kofi Kingston even getting our boy Xavier Hill to actually say he is a good champion, a great champion, a fantastic champion, I think I speak for every member of the Heaven's Monsters podcast and everybody out there. The fight he has now with Brock Lesnar is a losing one. I'll give it to Kofi. If Kofi comes out on this, he will be praised beyond belief. But
Brock Lesnar has beaten everyone that's been in his path.
Yeah. If Brock Lesnar wins, I am not going to be surprised.
I'm not going to name all, but I'll name you some. The Rock, Triple H, The Undertaker, Big Show, Kurt Angle.
There's a list that goes a mile long.
Yeah.
Mile long. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, that'll be it for the show and this review. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Hit the subscribe button if you like the content, and hit that notification bell right there if you want to see the next Heaven Monsters podcast. Any final thoughts, my brother?
I'm honestly going to say I hope Brock Lesnar wins. That's all I'm going to say. Beat Kofi Kingston for the WWE Championship.
You don't want to see Kofi as champion anymore. That's
not really, because I'm getting tired of him. Someone else to get a shot.
He held it for that long. He held it for since WrestleMania over SummerSlam.
JBL is still the record longer than him. You know that. JBL did the same thing. He's holding that record.
Oh no, yeah, that's right. AJ Styles beat his record though, right? Yeah, I think so.
I want to say
he beat it over a year.
No, they said it'd be Randy Orton record, right? No, CM Punk record. CM Punk.
Yeah, I don't know about JBL. JBL was the longest Smackdown reigning champion.
Yeah.
I'll look that up later.
I think AJ probably beat CM Punk's record.
How many days was JBL? Do you have it?
9.
No. Longest.
Yeah, 9. He held the title for 9 months.
9. Then 9 months?
Yeah.
Then AJ Styles definitely beat his record. He held it for over a year. Literally. 12 months. If not 13. I gotta look that up. In which case, that's my thoughts. I already said everything that I wanted to say. With that said, see you next time in the next video. Peace out, y'all.